Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jason Kidd credits Kyrie Irving for Dallas Mavericks landing Klay Thompson. The Dallas Mavericks were able to pry Klay Thompson away from the Golden State Warriors, the only franchise he's ever played, for signing him to a 3-year $50 million contract this offseason. According to MF's head coach Jason Kidd, they wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of Kyrie Irving. Kidd recently appeared on NBC Sports Dub's Talk and spoke on Irving's importance to recruiting Klay Thompson. When you talk about the recruitment, it was a lot of people that were involved in that, but one of the biggest players in that was Kai. Being able to play it, to player detail his experience of what Dallas has been like for him in 2 years, and being able to tell Klay the honest truth of what he thinks can happen with Klay coming to Dallas. Kyrie Irving was in a similar mindset to Klay Thompson when he was traded to Dallas, as he was labeled as an outcast and a toxic personality after bad tenures with the Boston Celtics and Brooklyn Nets. Thompson's PR hasn't taken that much of a hit, but he'd also been restless with the Warriors after feeling disrespected in contract negotiations. He saw the Warriors front office prioritize extensions for Draymond Green and Jordan Poole while he was left to the side. At least in his mind, Irving felt reinvigorated in a wildly successful season with Dallas this year, averaging 25.6 ppg while helping the Mavs to their first NBA Finals appearance since 2011. He saw the entire organization go out of its way to make him feel comfortable, including hiring a private chef to have meals ready for him during Ramadan. After a disappointing season with the Warriors, Thompson hopes a change of scenery is what the doctor ordered to find happiness in basketball again. He had an incredible run with Golden State, winning 4 championships and making 5 All-Star games while sitting 6th all-time in made three-pointers while he's no longer playing alongside his splash brother Stephen Curry. Running with Irving and Luka Doncic will be a dangerous offense to contend with when Warriors ironically saw Waters' fit potential before trade. Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy, days into replacing a retired Bob Myers in his new role, made waves on the morning of the 20,123 NBA draft by sending Jordan Peele to the Washington Wizards to add longtime rival and future Hall of Famer Chris Paul the next year. This past June, Dunleavy again waded into the trade market during the draft to a lesser degree. On the morning of the second day of the inaugural 2-day draft, Dunleavy acquired shooting guard Lindy Waters III from the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number 52 overall pick, Golden State's only pick in the draft, before later reacquiring the selection to take Boston College big man Quinten Post. The Waters had only played 104 games in the NBA. The Warriors had him high on their list of lesser-known names who could make an impact in the right situation, and his performances against their Warrior Santa Cruz G League affiliate might have been a major contributing factor. He can really shoot it, one G League source told NBC Sports Bay Area. The same source noted it felt like Waters made 6 3-pointers every time he played Santa Cruz in Waters' W game last season for the OKC Blue against the Say Dubs. That number was spot on his showings from previous years. Standout to Waters on February 28th of last season exploded for 34 points against Santa Cruz in a 5-point overtime loss, 121-116, going 12 of 18 from the field and 6 of 10 on 3-point attempts. The 6'6" undrafted sharpshooter out of Oklahoma State shot 2 of 4 in the first quarter for 4 points, but he missed both his shots behind the 3-point line. He again was 2 of 4 in the second quarter, both made shots being threes, to give him 12 points at halftime. Coming out of halftime, Waters was reminiscent of the unstoppable third quarter Warriors when Golden State would flip a switch and turn their lights off on the other team. Wait RS was unconscious. He took 4 3-pointers and made all 4. He was 6 of 8 overall, made both of his free throws and scored 18 points, playing all 12 minutes in the third quarter. That onslaught gave Waters 30 points in 3 quarters as OKC held a 9-point lead going into the final frame of the game. Somehow Waters shot only once in the fourth quarter and once in overtime as the Blues saw their lead evaporate in a tough loss. Waters made both shots while the Warriors clawed their way to a comeback win. They watched Waters go 8 of 10 between the second half and overtime, connecting on all 4 of his 3-point attempts. When he has it going, it looks pretty effortless, another G League source said. For those new to Waters' game, take a look below at what the Warriors witnessed 5 months before bringing him to the Bay Area. Video evidence from the most points Waters ever has scored in a league or NBA game shows his ability and comfortability in making threes off the dribble and as a catch-and-shoot threat on that career night. Waters scored 15 fast break points and had an 88.0 true shooting percentage and 83.3 effective field goal percentage. The previous season Waters faced Santa Cruz twice in back-to-back days, scoring 11 points on November 9, 2022 and then 16 the next day. Waters first finished 4 of 10 from the field and 3 of 8 as a 3-point shooter, and then improved 1 day later to 7 of 16 overall and made 5 of his 13 threes. NBA trade rumors: Warriors still believe they can pull off season-changing trade. In an ideal world, the Golden State Warriors would have been able to seal the deal in their pursuits via trade for Lauri Markkanen. In the end, the Utah Jazz may never have been all that serious about trading Markkanen, and perhaps the Warriors weren't all too thrilled about the idea of getting their roster for a player who may not even help elevate the team toward contender status in the Western Conference. Nevertheless, after the deal ultimately fell through, their Warriors could be considered a team ST. You can mediocrity. They don't have a good enough roster to realistically compete in the West for a championship, but also aren't bad enough where they'll be able to secure a high draft pick in the highly touted 2025 NBA draft class. But all isn't bleak for the Warriors, at least not in their eyes, as the end of the NBA off-season quickly approaches. The Warriors reportedly still believe they're in a good position to upgrade the roster via trade at some point in the next couple of months. Whether Golden State will be able to find the right trade target remains to be seen, but they still seem confident the right move could be out there for them, and perhaps most importantly, they feel they'll be able to pull it off. It's hard to predict which types of players the Warriors could end up targeting after missing out on Markkanen, but a group of available players on the trade block certainly exists. The likes of Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram, DeAndre Hunter, Bruce Brown, Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Clarkson and Jeremy Grant are all players who could be on the move for the right price. Would the Warriors want to pivot to any of those names at the moment? It would be surprising if they did. If I had to guess, Golden State is probably going to wait until the NBA trade deadline season to see how the rest of the trade market develops. At that point, if the Warriors still aren't able to make a move, that's when it could be time to spark up the Steph Curry trade watch as he heads into the final few years of his career. Curry likely wants to be in a position to compete for another championship. If he can't do that with the Warriors, you can't help but wonder if he would be open to exploring other possibilities. For now though, there's no real reason to entertain that. However, if the Warriors do get off to a sluggish start and don't find themselves in a real position to upgrade the roster, the whispers are truly going to begin to grow. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Zach LaVine? Leave your opinion in the comments.